Hello friends, we have yet another video about Impressive. This is Ray J calls Wendy Williams and Whitney Houston's demise. What? And Tia Mowry left her ex-husband Corey in tears. Let's see what's going on. Let's watch. Oh, didn't Ray J date Whitney? Oh, that was odd. Or am I making that up?
Hello everybody, welcome to the Impressive channel.
Tia
Mowry's ex-husband Corey Hardrick breaks his silence about their divorce. Corey said that he cried himself to sleep for a long time after Tia filed for divorce from him.
Because, it's tough when it feels like you're going through something alone and no one understands and, no one's there for you. And it's just like, when you're a man, especially a black man, they're like, oh, he's good, he's tough, he's strong. But it was a couple of years.
That a black woman
myself to sleep every night. Nobody see that.
Yeah.
Nobody see that.
Yeah.
You live 5 minutes away from your babies, you know what I'm saying? Because people who know Corey Hardrick know that his kids and his family was everything to him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm stronger than I thought I was.
Yes.
I'm really stronger. And then by the grace of God, it's like, I'm here and I'm still going.
So that's what Corey had to say, and I kind of felt bad for him when I was listening to this.
Because what did you do? Okay, for this woman to file divorce, what did you do? Okay, people ain't just filing for divorce for nothing, just because they woke up one day and decided, oh, I'm bored with this marriage, actually. She seemed like she was also a family woman, and she was, very passionate about keeping her, family together. So I'm not about to feel sorry. I don't know what the fuck happened between y'all. And I'm not automatically putting him at fault either, but it's just interesting that she chose to file for divorce from you. So usually when women file for divorce, it's because they're not being treated right and or they're being cheated on. It's usually something along those lines. So
You don't know, Tia and Corey were together for, I believe, over 20 years, and they actually were married for 14 years. And then 2 years ago, Tia decided to file for divorce. Now, we don't know the reason why, but it seems as if the divorce was amicable, and I don't think anything crazy happened. I don't think anybody was in the wrong in particular, but I do think they grew apart. And I also kind of believe that money played a role in this as well. I think Tia was the breadwinner for a while, and she had the bigger name in the acting industry. So I think she was getting way more opportunities and probably carrying a little more weight when it came to the finances. And this is not to say Corey wasn't working at all. Corey was working, but he wasn't getting as much opportunities. And also, people have to understand that the acting industry is hard. These actors don't get paid a lot of money, and it's really hard to come by gigs and different jobs. So
actually,
I believe for a long time, Corey didn't fare off as well as Tia did. Now, when Corey met Tia just came off of the hit sitcom Sister Sister, and Corey was still a struggling actor. He was just starting in Hollywood, so he really didn't have a big name for himself. He didn't have the money, but Tia didn't care about that. She loved him for him, and she pressured him to get serious with her, and he knew that he wasn't in the best place financially, which is why he hesitated. But eventually he decided to marry her because he felt comfortable in knowing that Tia truly loved him for him, and she didn't care about him not having a lot of money.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this: every Christmas or birthday, I felt the pressure mounting. Up until maybe the last year, she had a birthday. I think she was expecting like something.
Last year, what?
Before it happened, before we got engaged.
Next year.
I remember. I felt the pressure, and we would talk about it on the phone. She would throw little hints like like that. It's probably not gonna work out if he ain't trying to marry me. Like, what are we doing? We just dating, and she don't date, and so I was kind of like, man, I have to marry her. But it wasn't like I didn't want to marry her. I just wasn't ready.
Women should not do that,
to be honest. I felt like I was afraid. I was scared. I was just like, man, this is serious. But then I said, you know what? Money's not everything. I said, you know what? I'm gonna step up and make a move, and God will take care of us. And that's just the honest truth. And I said, I'm gonna get a ring. I didn't have a lot of money, but I got a really, really nice ring. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna make this happen. And that's the truth. I said, I love her. She loves me. It's real. We'll make it work, no matter what. I don't care what people gonna say. Like, why are you marrying this broke? Yeah. I said, whatever. We gonna make this work.
Now, at first, I think Tia was okay with the dynamic, but I think after a while, she got a little tired of pulling the weight, and maybe Corey got a little too comfortable. She probably didn't like that. And I just think that she grew out of the marriage. Like she said, she graduated from the marriage, which I think is a crazy, crazy thing to say.
You know, my marriage was a success.
Yeah.
I look at it as like a curriculum. And at the end of that curriculum, and at the end, there's a graduation.
She actually outgrew her relationship, and she was looking for something more. That's what I think. I could be wrong, but that's what I think. I do think finances played a role. Now, what's interesting is, ever since they got a divorce, Corey has been really raising his profile in the acting industry. You know, he's a part of this successful show called All American, which is on CW. He was also a part of this film called American Outlaws. He's currently doing a Tyler Perry film with Megan Good, and it's called Divorce in Black. And he's just been doing his thing. Like, he's been working and he's been focused. So even though the divorce has hurt him a lot and made him cry to sleep at night, I think his career has flourished a bit ever since he parted ways from Tia. Now, I don't know why that's the case, but I just think that he's now more focused, and it's been benefiting him in some ways. But I do think it's unfortunate.
When you're single, you got more time to just focus on yourself, of course.
That he and Tia got a divorce, but hey, it seems like they both are healing and thriving, and I wish them the best. I really do.
All right, what
now,
do?
Let me move on and talk about this team, because this was kind of crazy. The reality star and rapper Stunna Girl called out Ray J and accused him of allegedly taking Wendy Williams on a drug binge that led to her decrepit state now.
Oh, Lord.
Now, this is 100% alleged, okay? Now, Stunna Girl and Ray J have been at odds over business. Apparently, Stunna Girl was on Ray J's network called Tronics, and she left to start her own network called Red Room TV. And Ray J apparently has been salty about it and talking about it. And Stunna called him out and said, "Stop clout chasing off me, brokey. You've been on a podcast tour saying my name, trying to get casted off, knowing Big Stunna."
Don't he got like side businesses and stuff? So broke, it might be a stretch. Ray J might be a lot of things, but I don't know about being broke. You know, he got those like headphones and stuff. They reached out to me to do a sponsorship, but I never responded. I don't respond. I don't even got a business email. I don't respond to any of these people. But yeah, he like selling shit, Beats by Ray, whatever the fuck it's called. He got shit going on.
"I own a network. You don't even own any clothes. Thanks for your services, sir." She also posted and deleted this, and it shocked a lot of people. She said, "Instead of constantly being worried about me, Ray J needs to focus on what he did to Wendy Williams. She ain't been the same since you took her on that drug binge, gang." Now, there have been some pictures of Ray J hanging out with Wendy Williams. We don't know why they were randomly hanging out, but it does make me wonder a little bit. And there have been rumors about Ray J allegedly being Whitney Houston's supplier when she was alive. He hung out a lot with Whitney, and some people assumed that they were dating, but other people assumed that maybe he was there with her for another reason. Actually, her former sister-in-law, Leola Brown, who is Bobby Brown's sister, claimed that Ray J was Whitney's drug connect, and he allegedly was around her before she passed away in that bathtub.
I saw Ray J coming out of the hotel, hiding his head, being pushed into the car. Why? I looked and I said, why is he hiding? Why is he hiding his face? He's always trying to show his face when he's around Whitney. Why now? Why are you trying to hide now, Ray J? And I put it all together. When I first heard she passed away, I said, my God, somebody gave her a bad bag.
Okay.
Yes. I promise you, that was the first thing that came out of my mouth. And then I saw Ray J, and it all added up. So I am going to believe that Ray J, who Whitney told me she had no relationship with. Now, this is a young boy who's running around telling people that he is a boyfriend of Whitney's, but I know clearly that he wasn't. He was, like she said, a
sneaky link.
For some reason, he knows somebody that sells drugs, and he was buying them for Whitney, from what I know, and giving her drugs. I want to know why this boy was allowed to do that around Pat and around Gary. Around Pat, mainly because you were with her. You were with her all the time. All the time. And for you to say that you don't know what happened to her, you know, I'm really disturbed by that. I really am. That was a heavy allegation, and Leola has been very vocal about what happened to Whitney. She feels like Whitney didn't just overdose in the bathtub like a lot of people believe. Whitney actually had defense wounds on her body when they took the autopsy. So apparently somebody was trying to take her out. She didn't just overdose. At first it was rumored that she was taken out by some drug dealers that she owed money to.
But Leola feels like Whitney's sister-in-law, Pat Houston, and her brother, Gary Houston, played a role in this. She feels like they allegedly set Whitney up to take control of her estate. And she also feels like they did the exact same thing to Whitney's daughter, Bobby Christina, because both Bobby and Whitney eerily passed away under the same circumstances. And Leola Brown said that Ray J and Nick Gordon played a role in this as well, because they were the runner boys who made sure that Whitney and Bobby Christina were not completely sober so they could get set up to be taken out, allegedly. And there's also a conspiracy that Clive Davis may have ordered out the hit because he wanted Whitney gone because he felt like she was more profitable dead than alive. So there's a lot of conspiracy theories surrounding the passing of Whitney Houston and Bobby Christina. But one thing Leola has always mentioned is Ray J has played a suspicious role in all of this.
Everybody wants to say, well, it was Clive that ordered it, and that may be so, but I don't have that proof of that. I have proof of things that Pat Houston did, Nick Gordon, Gary Houston, Ray J. Ray J did something to my niece, and I'm going to tell you all about that. Yes, they were all involved. There were too many people running around that hotel doing things to my sister and my niece. I'm so sorry, you all. But it's the truth.
Also, there's this old interview that Ray J did with Maxwell Billion, and he talked about his relationship with Whitney, and he said something that was extremely odd. When the interviewer asked him, is Whitney clean? He said, she's clean if I want her to be.
Because every time you do her right. I always do her right. I always do her right. Before we were really right, you know how long it took me to really make it right with her? But do you understand what I could do? She was, I'm trying to tell you, let me tell you, Wendy, is she clean? Absolutely. Until anyway. Until, if I want her to be. Well, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That was wild. That was wild. And to me, that confirms that maybe he was Whitney's runner boy. And it is very, very possible that he was Wendy Williams' runner boy as well. I don't know if it's true or not, but Stunner Girl is accusing Ray J of playing a role in Wendy's demise. Weird. That's a heavy allegation, and Wendy has always had issues with substance abuse. Even during her documentary, she was still drinking, even though she had all of these health complications. So I don't know if it's right to blame Ray J, but I could believe that maybe he was present when she was going through that whole binge that sent her over the edge. But Ray J needs to get his life together. He really does. He needs to stop partying and getting involved in ratchet stuff. It seems like he himself is really into the fast life. And this is the reason why he's not really tight with his family now. His sister Brandy will not invite him to the family functions because he's been wilding out. So I think he needs to get his life together before something happens to him. But yeah, Ray J has been connected to too many suspicious events. I will say that. Anyway, tell what y'all think about this big...
The family function's impressive. Who gave you this information? That is a wild thing. Brandy won't even let him come to the family reunion. How you know? I thought they were close from the footage that I've always seen online and shit. They've always seemed like they were really close. So this is news to me. You heard it here first. Breaking news. Impressive tells us. Brandy won't let him come to the cookout. But yeah, these are very wild allegations to make and to say that this man was responsible for these women and them being on drugs. But let's be clear, you know, I highly doubt he forced drugs on anybody. So, you know, we can only blame those people for the drugs that they chose to take. But yeah, very, very crazy things to say. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Don't let me know what other videos you want to watch, and I'll see y'all the next time. Bye.